guys, so today I'm going to talk about my A-level experience, but just the courses and also how the exams went. I thought just because I finished my exams last week, they're still sort of fresh on my mind, I thought I'd get it off my chest to you now before I forget anything, and it gives you guys a chance to ask any questions you have in the comments below. So, initially I did choose biology, chemistry and English language, but I found chemistry really hard. Like, it had so much maths in it and I really sort of struggle with maths. So I thought, oh, I'm going to drop this. But then my college made me, well, they didn't make me, but they suggested I swap from both sciences to two sort of more related subjects. So instead I picked up business and law. So now I've taken A-levels in business, law and English language. So I'm going to talk about English language first, and I chose the subject mainly because I did quite well in it at GCSE, and I thought, well, if I understand it well at GCSE I will do at A-level. I was kind of right. Yeah, the content is so different. I didn't expect it to be as different as it was, but I still sort of enjoyed the course. I think there's some aspects that I enjoyed a lot more than others. Funnily enough, I know a lot of people didn't enjoy this part, but I really enjoyed learning about grammar. Yeah, because I'm a saddo. Oh no, I'm not. People who like grammar are not saddos. Sorry to all those out there who enjoy grammar, because yeah. But then there's other parts of the thing that I didn't like the specification that I didn't like, including sort of, I don't know, a lot of it really. I think I didn't like learning about language and ethnicity or anything like that. I think that was really dull. So yeah, by the way, I took English on AQA, the exam board, just in case you guys wanted to know. And in case you guys did the same, exam board, same subject, yeah. So in terms of exams, I think the exams went okay. I think the first one wasn't so great because I wasn't feeling very well on the day. I think for a few weeks beforehand I'd tried getting my energy levels up by drinking loads of Monster. I'd have 2 or 3 cans a day, and I just was not used to that. So by the time my first exam came around, I sort of laid off them a little bit because I didn't want to be too hyped for the exam. And yeah, I just did not feel well that day at all. I had an English lesson straight after exam. Well, not straight afterwards, but a couple of hours afterwards, and I just sort of had to go home because I just felt so ill. I had such a high fever, and I was off for a couple of days after that as well. So I think the first exam I did put my all into it. I think the texts were really nice. We got given stuff about food trends, and if you know me, I'm a big foodie, so yeah. I think the second exam, the last one that we had to do, was a lot better. I think that was mainly because I did feel better. It was a couple of weeks later, and yeah, we got given some really nice topics, some really sort of, some people say that the questions were quite vague. I think I prefer questions when they're vague because then you can go off on many different sort of routes in your answer to that question. That's regarding the section A for paper 2. So yeah. So in general, I think I'm hoping, oh, I forgot to mention coursework. So for coursework, I know what mark I got, but I don't know what grade. We won't find out the grade until the sort of results day, I don't think. But I did get 60 something out of 100, so hopefully I've not done too bad. But I really don't like coursework. I just sort of, well, I didn't like the coursework for English. It was just, yeah, I don't really like it. There's a lot to do for 20% of your grade. So yeah, that's my English. Hopefully, I'm really hoping, my prediction for English, I think I'm going to get a C or something like that in it. I'm not really expecting anything because I did put work in, but I didn't like put 4 hours in a week like my college told me to, so yeah, hopefully I'll get a grade. I won't get a U. So yeah, there's English. So the second subject I'm going to talk about is law. So I'd heard it was quite a hard subject, especially with like the amount of content that's in it, and I sort of chose it in place of one of the sciences anyway, because I'd heard that we were going to learn about murder to start with. I was like, oh yes, get to learn about what you get if you murder people. You now get to read murder scenarios. Okay, now I sound like a psychopath. Ignore that. Yeah, I chose it because it just sounded interesting. You know, we got to learn about a lot of criminal law. But yeah, there was more to that than just criminal law. There were like 3 papers, and criminal was only one of them, really. And yeah, I mean, I did really enjoy the subject. I even considered taking it at uni, but I thought it is going to be really hard at uni. I am not going to be able to cope with that, so yeah, I'll explain my uni choice, like course choice, at the end of the video, just so you guys know. But yeah, it wasn't, I don't think law was actually as hard as English. I think some people might disagree, but in English you've got to, I think a lot of the marks are spread out over sort of like AO1, your knowledge, like your basic facts and stuff like that, and then you've got to analyse, compare, stuff like that. With law I think it is quite similar, but I think most of the marks were allocated, like not most of them, but a vast majority of them were allocated to sort of AO1 knowledge, well yeah, knowledge. And I'm sort of, without sounding big-headed, I feel like that's one of my like strongest sort of things, just general knowledge. I'm not very good at applying it or anything like that. But yeah, I thought you have to learn a lot of like definitions in law as well, like sort of definition of murder. I keep on thinking of murder, why do I do that? Definition of theft. Now that is a really weird definition, but somehow I remembered it. Yeah, a lot of definitions, a lot of Latin words as well, which somehow I remember. I don't know, might be half Latin for all you know, for all I know. No, I'm joking. So yeah, I think in terms of the exams, the first 2 went fine. So the first exam were criminal law and the sort of legal system, and I think the first exam actually went like surprisingly really well. Like we were all so suspicious of the exam board like after that, because we were just thinking, well, they are going to pull a dirty on us for paper 2 and 3 if that paper was like that good. Thankfully murder did come up. And I don't know, I just feel overly confident, and that's just not me. About that paper. The second paper was alright. It wasn't as good as the first one, but I did like a lot of the questions on there. I could answer them as well. I was quite happy about that. I think it was just a final question, the evaluation question on vicarious liability. Yeah, you don't need to know what that is because it's just a load of bull, really. Yeah, by the way, I did law and OCR, just in case you guys wanted to know. But I thought the second paper went fine, yeah. The third paper was, I don't even want to talk about it actually. The third paper was a train wreck, to say the least. Partially because I'd focused far too much on the first 2 papers, and I had to sort of squeeze paper 3 over into like 4 days of revision. Thankfully my teacher put on like a final revision session before the paper, just so we could try and squeeze as much knowledge in there as we could, and I think the first 2 questions went alright, but the second 2 were just horrendous. I barely wrote a page. I think I wrote about a page and a half for both of them, and they're like 25 marks, and I just know I didn't do that good on that paper. But I think a lot of people are complaining about it. My teacher did say that she was going to write a complaint letter to the exam board about it, because it just wasn't fair, like no one knew anything that was on the paper. So yeah, but in general I think law, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I chose it in the end. Hopefully I get something decent out of it. I'm really sort of hoping for a B, but again, I'm not really expecting much of myself. Yeah, so yeah, that's law. So my final subject is business. This is my favourite subject by far because I really enjoyed it at GCSE, so I did choose it at A level. Even though I didn't do as great as I thought I would at GCSE, I still did okay, well enough to get into college. So yeah, I chose that in place of the sciences because, again, I just enjoyed it at GCSE. I thought, you know, I've got a real passion here for sort of market selling. In year 9 I took part in like this like sort of school version of the Apprentice programme, which I really enjoyed. But anyway, I think that's another video. That's like a story time video of some sort, but yeah, just to mention. So yeah, I really found my passion in business, and so yeah, that's why I chose it. And it, you know, I think a lot of the GCSE content was reflected in the first year, so it was really easy, and I could just focus a lot more on sort of the other two subjects, especially law since I hadn't done it before, but then English because the content was so different. So yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot to say about business. It's just my favourite subject. I just absolutely love it. And I will be continuing it on at university. I'll tell you about the specific course in a minute. In terms of exams, we had like 3 exams. We're on Edexcel, by the way. And the first 2 I thought went okay. Well, I want to say that they went alright. Well, I want to say that they went amazing, but I might end up like actually having gotten like a U in both of them or something like that. But I think they were both pretty nice papers. I think there were a few complaints about one of the questions on the stock market flotation. There were people saying that it wasn't on the spec, and I just sort of guessed the answer in the exam, if I'm honest, but then I searched it up afterwards and it turns out I was right, so knowledge is everything. Knowledge is power, as I say. So yeah, the first 2 exams I think went fine. Hopefully I did alright on those. The last exam wasn't as great, purely because I think the set out for the final exam was a bit different, like the actual paper itself. So we got given like a context to do more research into, aka the holiday context. For those of you that don't know, so sort of holidays abroad, sort of staycations, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, I'll be good at this. You know, I've been on a few holidays, like in the UK and, you know, sort of abroad. So I thought, you know, I'll have a pretty decent like view of it. I think way too much emphasis is put on the research because my teacher, well, I was told that the research didn't matter as such. They will credit you, the examiners will credit you if you put the research in appropriate places, but it doesn't really matter if you don't do the research. So I was like, well, what's the point in bringing context out then? And apparently it's just something to do with like government guidelines. I don't know, like, search it up. Well, I will anyway. So I think the last paper wasn't as great, simply because the layout was a lot different. We had to keep on looking at all these like different extracts, and I know that's like basically the same for every paper, but yeah. But for paper 3 it was sort of, there was like 3 or 4 sort of things in one, and there was this massive table that we got given as well, full of sort of sales and just numbers, which I can't cope with at all. I think you call them moving averages, and I was just like, what the hell is this? At first, and we had to calculate A, B, C and D, and I was like, well, I don't know how to do that, but I just sort of, in the end I used them trial and error to sort of try and work them out. I don't know, but I didn't really use them much in my answer because you got given them for like a 20 marker question. I'm like, how are you supposed to use these to answer this? I don't understand. So yeah, business in general was fine. I say it was fine. It is like, as I've said before, it is like my favourite subject, and I will be continuing it on at university. I'm going to I've got an unconditional to do marketing, PR and advertising. I won't tell you what uni though because I don't want no stalkers. So yeah, I suppose that's business really. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know again it is like me ranting on quite a lot. I thought I'd get my sort of thoughts about the exams off my chest before sort of summer gets the better of me sort of thing, if that makes any sense. Summer parties and stuff like that. Alcohol poisoning. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button and I'll see you in the next video. I don't really know what to do for the next video. I'm going to do daily vlogs. I mean, I wouldn't really count this as a vlog. I think I'm going to call it a vlog anyway. I've not really got a lot to do. So I just thought I'd sit and talk at the camera for a bit. Might just watch some movies later. I'm really in the mood for Disney at the minute. I don't know why. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a baking video. I don't know. Just please leave any suggestions down in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll just think of something to do for tomorrow. Maybe some baking. I might do something like that, yeah. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!